Have you ever gone to Greece and ate gyro from a local place and it was the best thing you have ever ate and now you miss it every day, but you cannot have it because Greece is too far away? You know the drill, right? I've been there. Today we'll show you how to make the best chicken gyro in the air fryer. Yep, you heard me right, in the air fryer. You've never seen chicken gyro in the air fryer before, but trust me, it's gonna be the tastiest and the easiest chicken gyro you've ever had. We're gonna make homemade pita bread from scratch and a traditional spicy feta sauce called tirokafteri.
Let's start with a pita bread. You can always buy store-bought, but making your own at home is something special. For the homemade pita you need flour, dry yeast, milk, water, olive oil, salt. Now in a big bowl add 150 grams of whole milk, 80 grams of water in room temp, 2 teaspoons or 7 grams of dry yeast, and mix everything together. Once the dry yeast is fully dissolved, add 350 grams of bread flour. If you don't have a bread flour at home, you can use all-purpose flour. It's gonna work just fine. Now add 2 tablespoons or 40 grams of olive oil and a small pinch of salt to taste. Give it a good mix with a fork, and once everything is emulsified, dust a little bit of flour in the bench and transfer your dough on there. You can do everything with a stand mixer if you want, but I will show you that it can easily be done by hand. Knead your dough, and if you see that it sticks too much, add a little bit of flour, but not too much. If you add too much, don't roast me in the comments because your pita was not successful. I was clear. After about 7 minutes, flour the bowl that you used before and place your dough in there. Cover it with a towel and let it sleep for about 1 to 2 hours. And while the dough rests, let's make the star of this recipe, the gyro. For the chicken gyro you need chicken thighs, garlic powder, cumin powder, cayenne pepper, dry oregano, black pepper, salt and oil. In a bowl add 1.5 kilos skin-on chicken thighs and remove the skins. But don't you dare throw them away. Stick around and I will show you later what to do with them. You might say, Chris, I don't have the time to take the skin out of all the chicken. But trust me, do it and it will worth it. Once you've done with the skins, take a big freezer bag and throw as much chicken as it fits in there. And now if you have an ex that you hate, it's the time to give it all out. Hit the chicken as hard as you would hit them. It feels so good. Once you're done with all that hitting, place the chicken back to the bowl and add 2 teaspoons or 7 grams of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons or 7 grams of cumin powder, 2 teaspoons or 7 grams of cayenne pepper, 4 teaspoons or 14 grams of salt, 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of black pepper, 1 teaspoon or 4 grams of oregano, and 3 tablespoons or 60 grams of vegetable oil. Mix it well to get the spices everywhere, and you can marinate it for 30 minutes or up to 1 day in the fridge. I would recommend 1 day, but if you don't have the time, 30 minutes is fine. Now take a big potato and cut off the bottom. This will be your DIY base for the gyro. You're going to need a skewer or a chopstick, poke through the potato from the back and boom! Now you have a gyro stand. So easy, you don't need any fancy equipment. Stack your meat on the skewer or the chopstick and go as high as your air fryer basket height is. Remember the skins that I told you not to throw away? Stack them on top of your chicken, and what this would do is once the chicken skins cook, they will release all those beautiful juices on top of your chicken. It will be magical. Now place your chicken gyro in the air fryer basket and simply cut off the chopstick or skewer that extends. Now place the basket into the air fryer and cook at 180 degrees Celsius or 250 Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. And after that, crank the heat up to maximum and cook for another 5 minutes. And now in just 2 hours your kid has grown up into a respected adult. Papa is so proud. Transfer your dough onto the bench and divide it in 6 equal pieces. Take a dough ball and open up your pita. You can do it by hand, or what I like to use is a rolling pin. It makes the job so much faster and so much easier. And don't worry about the shape, they're homemade pitas. We want them a bit rustic. And now that you have shaped your pita like a true Greek, in a non-stick pan over medium heat, add a splash of oil and throw your pita in there. Once it has developed nice color, flip it and cook until golden. It doesn't take much time because our pita is thin. And you're done. This is way better than store-bought. And on to the final part of this recipe, the tirokafteri sauce. For this special sauce you only need yogurt, feta cheese, olive oil, salt, garlic powder and hot green pepper. The amount of green pepper you use for the sauce depends on how spicy you want it. If you use all of it including the seeds, oh boy, it's gonna be fire. I'm gonna use half of this because I'm not in the mood to spend my weekend in the toilet. And you have to chop it really fine because you don't want to bite a big chunk of hot pepper. Trust me, it's not pleasant. And now that you've showed everyone your master knife skills that I taught you, in a bowl add 200 grams of Greek yogurt without making a mess like me. You can use full fat Greek yogurt, but I'm using 0% because your boy here have gained some serious weight. After that, crush 200 grams of feta into the bowl, but don't make it like a paste. We want to have the feta bite in our mouth. Add 2 tablespoons or 14 grams of olive oil, 1 pinch of salt and your green peppers. Give it a good mix and your sauce is ready. So simple but so delicious. And now the time that you was waiting for. Look at that. Perfectly cooked chicken gyros. Cut the outside layer of the meat and throw it again in the air fryer at full heat for another 5 minutes. Repeat that process until your whole gyro is cooked. Once you're done, take a pita and add a generous amount of that juicy gyro. After that, add some nice slices of tomato along with some thinly sliced onions. Top it off with your beautiful sauce and for an extra touch add some fresh oregano on top. And this is a perfect chicken gyro done in the air fryer. If you stayed until the end, thank you very much and I will see you in the next video. Peace.